Good morning YouTube. Today we're going to go to the NEC in Birmingham to the motorcycle live show. So I know I haven't made any videos for a while. I've had that much going on with work and building things, and obviously transferring King Customs from a unit to a log cabin in the back garden, which is mostly there. So this time of year there's not really much to report on cars and bikes and things like that, so we just decided we'll do a video just to let you know that I am actually still interested in alive, and yeah, still alive, just making stuff happen. So do apologise for not making videos, but hope this makes up for it.
Speed camera in 300 yards.
Pedestrian the road on the M42. That's always worried me, like, why would someone just think,
let's go for a stroll?
Oh, M42 South. I'm gonna have a little wander down there, see what's going on. Right, so we've just been discussing about electric bikes, and I'm hoping to see a few of them down here. Not that I'm really excited about the electric EV market that's going to be coming for bikes in 2035. It's a little bit scary considering we are petrol heads. We love petrol and bikes and engines and stuff. But obviously it's coming, so it'll be nice to see what manufacturers are actually doing. You know, what they're going to come up with to actually combat this electric bike sort of world that we're going to be living in. But I've seen some bikes that are doing 200 mile an hour, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and 200 mile ranges, but they're like about 40-50 grand each, which for a bike, yeah, that's like an R1, GSX R1000, and a ZX10.
Energy gadgets up together.
All together, so yeah. But we're just going to have a little look, see what the concepts are, and yeah, well, it being the last day, I'm hoping they're going to give away a lot of free t-shirts, because I love free merch, love it. All shows, slap a right.
I'm slapping it.
Oh, God. Oh, taking that wide, kid, taking that wide.
Straight.
Whoa!
That is going to go.
Oh, what an apex!
All the way around.
So the one problem about this is walking 3 miles to get to the show. We're not very good at cardio, are we? Like we say, Maz said if we were in America we'd have someone like picking us up and taking us, but we haven't, and we're not. So
I'm still fat.
It's a fucking long way, you know. And I've got a bad knee. Yeah, that's another thing. Bad knee. So we managed to get past the first checkpoint and then just slide past.
Got the wristband though.
Got the wristband. Is that one?
You guessed.
Right, so I to getting through 2 checkpoints, masks, no jabs, and everything else, we're in. Free stuff. It's always nice when someone strikes a pose, isn't it?
Why did we come in?
Because we are bike fanatics that have no bikes.
That's the problem.
So maybe we should purchase something. Maybe.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Oh, don't know why we did it. We did this last time we went to the track. Or we'll buy a really, really cheap track bike.
19 grand later.
Per bike. How much on tyres per weekend?
4 rears and 2 fronts at
Thousands. Thousands. obviously coming from a rapping background,
57 kilograms.
this kills me. I just love brown leather seats. Don't know why. Something about them. It's like that just for like a rip around. Brown seat. Brown protection paddy thing, whatever that's called. Like a Nardo grey. So you can see the difference now between all the manufacturers. Really everyone else is wearing hoodies and everything else, whereas Ducati, they've all got shirts on and blouses and everything's white and sterile and yeah, prestige. Weird shop. This is where he realises it's not an XL. Oh, that's struggling a bit, isn't it, mate? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, mate.
Thank you very much. Have a good deal on this last day.
Get a free hat. I need a free hat to hold my hair back.
Sweet up from when you.
All right.
8410.
Cheers. Go on, you as well, man.
Thank you very much. See, you get looked after by Yamaha. Tell them that you've got a Suzuki. Amazing. Free merch. Right.
Free merch, it was 84 quid.
Free merch for me. If you do decide to buy a bike, shout me, I'll come with you. I may also be tempted. So what bike would you have?
The R1M probably.
For the road or the track?
The road. I can't be else to track.
You need to get your licence then. Free stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
love
you.
it, mate, love it.
Go on, put it in. Alright.
Well, we've got 2,000 here, haven't you?
Mad, isn't it? Because all the car shows we ever go to, we get nothing at all for free. We have to pay for ice cream and everything. Here, these throw things at you.
Then it's rubbish.
It's got to be worth a round of applause there. Early in the morning.
It's brown seats. Just I don't know, it's just something about brown seats.
How many asses touched that?
Don't matter. Oh. Yeah, so we've sort of come to the conclusion that nobody likes Lambrettas. It's literally empty. No one, motorbike show, not Lambretta show. Alright, okay. Massive big wings. Again, it's a seat thing.
Yeah,
Google it. So we just found a Ducati that has, you only need an A2 license to ride, which is 950cc. But I think it must have changed when I was taking mine. Oh no, the A2 is a full license bike which allows you to ride any size bike. So what's an A1?
It's like a road trip.
An A1 bike license.
So the A1 just more. The A2's the unrestricted one, the A1.
It's a seat thing.
That's the
I don't know.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Straight.
Oh, another seat thing. So now that's just lazy because that's just quilted and then wrapped round. There's no seam going across here. That just looks. Yeah, that's lazy. Nice, but lazy. Spray jobs on bikes. I suppose it was very early 2000s, but yeah, bring it back, like neons.
Oh yeah, I was forced into that.
Yeah, definitely a seat thing.
I would never have thought.
Something like that. Not the seat thing.
Yamaha bag.
Yamaha bag. Oh my god. Right. Sorry.
Recap.
We're having a break because it's really late. really late. It's nearly 11 o'clock.
It's just it.
It's nearly 11 o'clock. We're hungry. My leg's hurting. So, snack time. The seats. No, the bikes as well, look. More merch.
Not freedom.
Another seat thing. I made one of these seats before actually in orange for the guy who's got a KTM. So we found no limits. It's on a little sticker on an A4 bit of paper and a little sticker. And a Kawasaki. Can't come. So this got me attention because it was a seat thing. Nice.
Is this going to be like
But also because it's electric. And it can plug into any electrical socket. That was cool. 40 to 80 miles on one range, 45 mile an hour top speed. That would be 30 miles with me sitting on it, 100%. So we've got here
60 mile an hour.
60 mile an hour, 3 to 4 hour charging time. What's the mileage? Up to 60 miles. So that's not too bad. But it does look very small. Man, I sat on the bike just show how small it actually.
I'm 5'2".
You're not 5'2". I need to get further back. Yeah. Yeah. They're just very small. We've got a seat thing, brown seat. It is the same.
It's only £2.5 grand.
£2.5 grand.
Charge from 3 pin. 20 mile an hour restrict.
Again, it just looks very small.
This is only 50cc. That's a big one.
That one's a bigger one.
That's a big one.
Again, one thing we've noticed is being an electric bike doesn't have a clutch, but actually has the handle
This will
for
do
the rear
87
brake.
mile.
How many?
87.
87. So a penny a mile, 100% electric, 3 grand for the dual battery, maximum speed 28 mile an hour restricted. Yeah.
Charge time 3 or 4 hours. I'll have to get one that do 60 mile an hour, could do 20 mile an hour.
No, definitely not. But yeah,
Future's in.
no price on this one. So we've just got back to the van after.
I'll turn it. We're good. Can't leave my nickel back. We're good.
Is that going to stay? That's not going to stay.
Well, you just put a thing on it.
So we've just finished.
You got that thing to receipt to prove that we bought.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't know.
Oh, we'll have to do this in a minute. So we've just left the NEC. We just managed to get through the parking because we give a guy a barcode from a Tesco wrapper.
He didn't give a fuck.
He didn't really care.
There's more better things to be looking at in his eyes.
Yeah, he was looking at other things. So yeah, NEC Motorcycle Live. Great show, but we have a few things we want to discuss. I think the first thing was one of the major manufacturers wasn't there. Yamaha.
Weird, but there was no fucking bikes.
Well, yeah, Yamaha had a shop which Maz bought a jacket from, but that was it. There was no bikes, there was no R6s, R1Ms, there was nothing. What were you doing? There's all the other big manufacturers there, and you weren't there. So apparently Maz says you've won pretty much every championship going with the racing, but you've yet to show up to a motorbike show. Bit disappointed. That's my first sort of gripe. One of the pluses, we saw a lot of electric bikes, and as much as we don't really want to admit it, I think it's going to be the future. It's that way, mate. Yeah. I think it's going to be the future.
Some of them were pretty cool.
Some of them are cool. Some of them, they need a bit more along the lines of range. For me, for working, I can drive anywhere up to 200 miles one way before I even start work. So I'd need a vehicle that was able to go 200 mile, charge, something like that, charge up within, I don't know, 8 hours and then do a 200 mile return journey. Yes, I know it can be done, but it's the inconvenience it causes with everything else. Yeah, happy days, that's the right way. So for me, the bike side, it's good for someone who's a commuter. If you are going from A to B and your commute's less 25-30 miles, get a bike. Honestly, get an electric bike. I think they were about between 2.5
to 10 grand, really.
Yeah, well, up to 10 grand, yeah. The one I'd sort of go is that one, that Mavea, I think it was called. Yeah, it looked mint. Looked really good. It had, you know, all the sort of spec of the bike, and it was just a lovely looking bike.
Charge it with a plug socket.
Charge it with a plug socket. So you rock up to work, get your plug socket, boom, straight away. Charge it for when you finish home. Happy days, no problem at all. Some of the top speeds weren't great. I think one was 28 mile an hour, but limited. Now, there's a thing with these licenses where some of the licenses aren't quite. You have to have an A1 license, AM, A2. There's loads of things which we'll cover later on.
See what can carve up in a milestone.
Yeah, we're going to try and come off. We're going to try and come off here.
That's why you need a bike.
Exactly, we had a bike, we could just filter it. Whoop, whoop, done. So, electric bikes, there was, I'd say probably about 5, 6, 7 manufacturers of electric bikes. The main manufacturers, there was hardly any electric vehicles, so obviously Yamaha never turned up, but Suzuki, there wasn't any electric vehicles, or Kawasaki, there was no sort of electric vehicles to show what they're bringing to the table. So me and Maz were talking, and we think basically one of these manufacturers like Zero are going to set the standard, and then a big company's just going to go and buy it out and just buy the technology from Zero. So yeah, that was a little bit of a not great. What was the other thing that wasn't?
No limits weren't there.
No limits weren't there. A racing sees
Company.
Yeah, it's a racing company that myself, Maz and Axel have raced in. I didn't do very well because there was a sabotage. You know who you are.
You know.
You know. But Maz actually come second in the championship twice, so it's a quite good racing season for semi-professional, you know, people that want to really get into the racing season. You know, everything's there. But they weren't there. They weren't advertising the track days, or there was nothing there, and that was a bit of a letdown. Another letdown, there was no aftermarket exhaust companies there apart from one, which
new brand I've never heard of.
I've never heard of this new brand. But your Scorpion, your Akabo, all your mates, Arrow exhaust, all these exhausts, they weren't there. Same as Öhlins. Öhlins weren't there.
K-Tech.
Brembo.
Yeah.
All these big manufacturers, all the tyre companies, your Michelins, Pirelli, Avon was there. Yeah, Avon was there once. I think there was one tyre company there.
Yeah, the game was that one.
Yeah, But again, there should be more. I mean, is this the turning point now to where it's going to change, where people are not modifying the bikes, they're buying an EV bike, and that's you, that's what you live with. So I don't know, it's changed from the last time we went, which was about 4 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. No, 4 years isn't really a long time, but a lot of things have changed massively. But again, very enjoyable, but it just shows you the future's different. Very different to what we were used to back in our teenage days. But yeah, all good. All good. So we finished. We've managed to get back home. We've got to the
Awkward. Carry on.
Does that guy do that again?
That's it.
So we've managed to get back home, safe and sound, from the NEC. Summary, yeah, brilliant show. A lot of things have changed. Opened our eyes to a few new different technologies that are out there. So yeah, future's going to be interesting. So right, we've got to the pub, so we're going to have a pint. Yeah, like, subscribe, comment below, the usual stuff. And I will promise you'll be making more videos. Promise. Next week I'll make a video. Promise.